Hey, what's up guys? We are in Nakano Station, which is 40 minutes away from Akihabara and not too far from Shinjuku, so still in the center of Tokyo, but there are a few shops that are still kind of unexplored, and a friend of mine has invited me there, so I'm joining him now. Let's go. In the commercial gallery from the station that is over there, you come in front of the 7-Eleven, and then you go straight and turn, and you go, outside of this commercial area. All right. And you arrive in the street where there should be another 7-Eleven. You can see it here. All right. And just a little on the right, there is this U-Vic, U of Yu-Gi-Oh! 6th floor. This is what we'll be checking. Let's go by the stairs. My friend Wildman is here already, checking the cards. Wow, すごい. So yeah, this place is really crazy because they have over, I don't know, like 3,000 cards, you can see. And a pretty nice thing, they have an iPad where you can search the card you want. So I'm just giving in my list, it's looking for me. And if I can complete my list today, the 900 cards, I'm so happy. Next card on my list, yeah, Ojama Trio. I need one Chimai. So yeah, pretty convenient. Alright, so we just finished doing the order via the tab. So we have about 92 cards. We'll be ordering, and shop guy will... yes, Chumo. The guy will come and show us the card. Then we can just check the condition and say we want, we don't want, and at the end we buy. So that's about 50 cards for me, 40 for him. We're gonna check that. Let's go. I got all those cards for a little bit over, I guess, 7,000 yen. So pretty happy with the deal. Yeah, this was in this great shop. I really recommend you come. All right, we're leaving U-Vic with most of the cards I wanted. There's just this Mind Control in Ultra Rare that I cannot find. They didn't have it, although it was supposed to be there. So we're going to next shop trying to find it, and yeah, next to shop, still have fun. Let's go. We're in the street of Nakano City still, looking for a second shop. What's the name of the second shop?
Ryusei no Pao, first time.
First time going, so we don't really know what's there. We're just gonna check it out, and yeah, have a nice time just walking around in the city. We are in November and it's still around 20 degrees outside, so pretty nice. All right, we found the place, the Pao shop in Nakano. We're gonna see what they have. I hope they do have some Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I would just have in the shop. It seems to have the bulks. They have Yu-Gi-Oh cards, but mostly recent stuff. As far as I can see, yeah, recent. We managed to find, just like in the other one, those little iPads where you can actually order some cards. So my friend found me 2 Mind Controls Ultra. We'll be checking them out now. Okay, just out of the shop, and I could get 2 out of the 4 that I'm looking for. So, not too shabby. Okay, let's go to the next store. What is the next store?
Next, Mandarake.
Mandarake? Okay. Mandarake Nakano. Let's go. Nakano Broadway inside gallery. We'll be checking some card shop to see if they have Yu-Gi-Oh cards. All right, we're arriving on the 2nd floor where all the nice retro stuffs are. We got some old toys, I guess, manga as well. We found the Mandarake store where they sell the trading card game.
Oh damn, they even had the first TCG cards I ever had as a kid.
Starting with very old card ass booster cover. And if we get into the store, I've checked it already, not so much there. And I'll be getting this one, I guess. We are out of the Mandarake where I could find 3 Ultimate.
Yeah.
Brain Control, Virus, and Stardust. We found Maggie, which is another branch after the one that is in Akihabara around the station. Yeah, they have some stuff. Actually, most of it is Pokemon cards. They have a small selection of Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, but prices are just normal, yeah, and nothing too exciting, so I like this card. I don't know why it's so expensive.
Well, it's just one of those cards that got printed at the beginning as promo cards and then disappeared.
And yeah, a few PSA cards. Nothing so exciting. Storage, you are? No storage? No bulks? No storage? Alright. I guess we are out to the next.
And after that, yeah, not much else. Just the usual current meta cards here and there. So, would I recommend checking out Nakano Broadway Gallery? Absolutely. But more for the retro Japanese pop culture vibes, not so much if you're hunting for vintage Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Okay, time to go back to the station now.
Alright, we just got out of the gallery. We're still in Nakano Station, right before taking the train back to Akihabara for me. And yeah, I'll show you what I got today.
今日買ったカード教えてください。
Yeah, so those cards that I was still needing for my draft.
そうで、
Yes.
今日一番嬉しかったカードは？
それは多分、精神操作。
マインドコントロール。
Yeah, I'm really looking for copies of those. So, yeah. All right, guys, that was fun, and we're moving on. Let's go.
When I was planning my trip to Tokyo, I knew I'd be spending a lot of time in Akihabara, so I looked for a place to stay nearby. Since I'd be there for 6 weeks, I also needed a little kitchen to cook in and a desk to work comfortably. I ended up finding a small but well-equipped apartment in the Kinshicho district through Airbnb for about $1,000 a month, which for a short stay in Tokyo is not a bad deal. Let me tell you, Kinshicho is a bit of a hidden gem. It's very close to the heart of Tokyo and therefore well connected. It's only 3 train stops from Akihabara, what only costs 170 yen, and you can get to places like Shinjuku or Shibuya in under 30 minutes. But it's not only a commuter zone. Kinshicho is actually a great place to stay. You get the Tokyo buzz without the tourist overload. The station is surrounded by shops and restaurants for all kinds of budgets. I can't count how many times I stopped at Yoshinoya for a quick and cheap, but surprisingly healthy, meal when I was heading to the train. Now, for the Kenko otaku that I am, the big deciding factor was the public sports center. You can spot it on the map just north of the park. There I was able to swim and hit the gym without needing a full membership, which, if you've ever tried in Japan, you know it can be both expensive and a hassle to make. And when I was done working out, I'd head to the Toyo arcades, just behind the sports center. If all that still hasn't convinced you, here's the kicker. Kinshicho is within walking distance of two awesome landmarks. First, the Asakusa district, famous for its historic temples, just across the river to the west. And second, the Tokyo Sky Tree, which lights up beautifully at night, and I actually lived 8 minutes from it and could see it from my window. For all these reasons, I can only warmly recommend you give it a chance for your next trip to Tokyo, guys, especially if you plan like me to hang out in Akihabara a lot. End of transmission from the Kinshicho Tourist Bureau. I'm in Silgenki. We're still in the street of Akihabara. We're going into that building where they have clothes bays. Yes, this is the store I want to check. It's on the 6th floor. I heard a lot of good things about it. Let's go. So they have a pretty good selection here in clothes of high-end stuff, I would say. And yeah, a lot of ultimate rares like you can expect from that kind of store. Love the Blade Knight, but yes, a bit expensive. It's comparable to Fuku, I would say. Not sure I'm gonna get my cards here, but it's still a treat for the eye. So I'm sharing that with you guys. Okay guys, we're leaving clothes. I mean, good products, a lot of ultimates, but the prices are kind of high, so I wasn't really interested in getting stuff for my draft box, since cards will be just laying in the box all year round. Still, I managed to get something interesting for my Series 3 collection. I got the 307 Invader of Darkness with the D mark on top of it, if you see. I recommend you take a look at it, but honestly, if you have one shop to look at, in my opinion, if you want to get cards, especially the bulks, because the bulks here were bad or not interesting, I would say, you should go to Fuku. I'm a die-hard fan of Fuku. That was my experience at Clove, and we're moving on. I don't know where actually at the moment. We'll figure it out. Let's go into the streets of Akihabara. In the same street as the main Fuku that we just checked, there is another one here in this building, and my assumption is that this one was there before. I may be wrong, but we're gonna check it out now and see what they have, what they can still have after all the beautiful things that were placed in the other shop. And yeah, they have some Yugi. Sounds good. Let's go. When I visited this shop, I found out about the quarter century limited pack that has just been released. I was pleased to see it featured only vintage cards, so I got myself a few packs and opened one for the channel. But I also got a few copies of Skeldroid and Book of Moon in Ultra, considering they would be cool upgrades respectively for the 301 Rare and the PH Common I have in the first cube. They had also this pristine Dark Paladin, but naturally the price was too high. The search continues. And good surprise, they had a sealed pack section too, and in there was something I was still missing.
Unfortunately, I had to stop shooting, so everything you saw was everything I could show you, but hey, I managed to get these 306 that you saw with Chaos Soldier on top of it. Love that pack, really changed the game at the time. So this is one more Series 3 in the collection. Let's move on to find the other.
One day, during my 4th week in Japan, I stumbled upon a post on X advertising private rooms for rent, specifically to play trading card games. Since I hadn't yet had a chance to use my first draft cube, which I had brought all the way from home, adding 4 extra kilograms to my luggage, I figured this was the perfect opportunity to play with it. This rental service is offered by a chain called Karaoke Can. This particular venue was just around the corner from Akihabara Station. So yeah, we booked a private room for 3 hours and it cost us about $8 each, and that included a drink actually. Not bad.
Ta-da! 待たせたな。
お疲れ。
じゃあ今日いっぱいデュエル。
いっぱいデュエル。
いっぱいデュエルやろうね。
Before getting started, my friend had a surprise for me. He had gathered a couple dozen cards I still needed, since they were not available on Cannabelle when we made the order together. Then we set up the room and the camera, and we finally dove into our Series 2 draft games. We started by randomly selecting a structure deck and duel with them, before having another 4 games, but opening a booster between rounds to strengthen our decks and spice things up. It was an absolute blast, and now I can't wait to have the second draft cube thrown into the mix. During the weekend of my 4th week, I planned to meet up with an old friend in Ueno, a district just a bit north of Akihabara. Never the one to pass up the chance to check out card shops, I got curious. Were there any around Ueno? So I typed Ueno card shops into Google and found one, a place called Cherumo. I decided to arrive 2 hours early so I could visit the shop. Good thing I did. It wasn't easy to find. I've circled around and finally found the entrance of the card shop we're looking for. It's here. It was pretty clear from the badge on the door that this would be more focused on the Pokemon TCG rather than anything else. No surprise there. But hey, that doesn't mean we can't step in and see if there is a hidden Yu-Gi-Oh gem or two waiting to be found. Let's check it out. They have a tournament place with kids playing, probably a Pokemon tournament at the moment, and you get some storage. I won't be spending my time here because at this time of my trip I almost have everything. I found that, which is kind of a mystery box. You have some guaranteed cards. It's supposed to be around the 3,000 mark, so you kind of even when you buy that, knowing that you are guaranteed those cards. But then yeah, you have some others. I won't be buying it, but just to let you know that this kind of thing exists. And then you can go through the bulks like in every other shop. It's fine. Then on the corner of the shop, I found that they have a small old Yu-Gi-Oh cards collection. At the very back, I saw the Dark Paladin that I'm looking for, so I'm gonna ask the shop owner to open it and show me the card. Let's go. Alright, so we got the Ultimate Dark Paladin in pretty good condition, so I'm taking it. Okay, 取ります。
Alright, so play knife for 900. Okay. これも
はい、
購入します。
変わりました。
以上。
はい。
ありがとうございます。Alright, so I'm getting 2 cars, 2 Ultimates, and pretty happy with the price. So yeah, let's buy them.
With a dark paladin I secured, I finally got to just relax and explore Ueno with my friend. We kicked things off at the National Museum. It's packed with all kind of historical stuff. It was like walking through Japan's past. Later, we wandered into the street market at night. Super lively. You can grab random stuff, try local snacks, have dinner right there on the sidewalk. Classic Asian city vibes. And hey, if you're feeling a little guilty after all that spending and snacking, don't worry. You can always swing by a quiet local temple tucked between 2 buildings. A quick moment of atonement and boom, you've earned yourself a peaceful, guilt-free sleep. A few days went by, and by the time I checked my list again, I was already into week 5. But I had only 20 cars left to go. So I jumped on Mercari and started tracking them down. Surprisingly, pretty easy to find. Now, I was planning to stick with ultra rares to keep things budget friendly, but then I came across a Chaos Soldier from 306 and a Dark Magician of Chaos from 307, both in ultimate rare. And honestly, just imagine how cool it'd be to pull this from a booster. I couldn't resist. I had to go for the upgrade. With those last cards checked off, my main goal of the trip, done. Yatta! But there was still something bugging me. The Structure Decks Volume 2. I didn't have a single one yet, and compared to the singles, these were way harder to find, at least in the condition I wanted them. Since I actually wanted to open them and use the cards, I didn't care about sealed decks. Just decent boxes in good shape would be good. I managed to find a Yugi deck in okay condition, but the Kaiba ones, they were either sealed, so pretty expensive, or just beat up. So I ended up going with a sealed one anyway. You can check that whole Mercury mail opening right here. As for the Marek and Jonoichi decks, they weren't available at a reasonable price. That was fine though. I remember seeing them in shops 3 weeks ago, so yeah, I had to go back out there and get them. Fast.
Alright, still in the street of Akihabara, next to the Appa Hotel, because yeah, it's difficult to find actually. I was looking again for it. The card shop I'm looking for, and where I went already, you can see at the beginning of the video, I guess. It's called Otachu. Yeah, we'll be checking it again because last time was pretty nice. And I know they have some sealed product that I'm looking for. Okay, stairs, more elevator with this lady. We're back at Otachu to check if they still have this structure deck I was looking for. And seems they have it there. So I'm gonna get this one. And pretty much the thing that I'm looking for, so I'm happy. Alright, we're back at Eldorado shop because last time I saw the Marek structure deck and I've looked around the prices and it seems that the price they have is fair. Not the best, but it's fair, so I'm getting it. If they still have it. And they do. Yeah, I'm getting this one. Alright, we're moving out of this great place, having Otachu and Eldorado, with those 2 structure decks that I wanted. So Volume 2, Jonoichi, and Marek. That makes it a complete set of Structure Series 3, since I already own the Yugi and the Kaiba. Alright, let's move on to the next place. It's gonna be Fukufuku or somewhere like that. Let's go.
And we're so back to Fukufuku to get our last missing piece, guys. Let's go.
Just getting out of Fukufuku where I could get the last booster seal that I missed for my car Series 3. So that's a wrap, at least for today. I'm going back home, long day, spent so much, and we'll see from there what we do. I see you around. Today is Nikki format tournament, or like series 1 and 2, based on a custom ban list. I put it on the screen, and we are already about 30 people here in Tokyo, so it's gonna be fun. Look at that, it's gonna be in this room. And I just received some cards that I was missing to complete my deck. So yeah, I'm just gonna build it up now and get ready to duel.
Knowing this would be a tournament played in best of 1, meaning no side decking cards like Dust Tornado, I figured my best call was to go with a Stolburn deck. I started the deck building by choosing my ace card, Gravity Bind. In my 2 playtest, it did a solid job stalling the game. My only real fear, the boss monster of the format, Jinzo. Being the average casual player that I am, I won 2 matches and lost 2. Bricked twice on this big Sphinx, which, in hindsight, I probably shouldn't have insisted on playing. Naturally, 2 defeats meant no stage 2 for me. But honestly, that was fine, since those 4 games I was able to play them speaking Japanese only, and that was already a big win for me. Plus, I got to hang out and duel other dropouts in some free matches, and even take part in side activities like opening mystery packs like this one.
I got one.
Hi.
Okay.
Okay.
First card is. Come on. I don't know this one. Normal.
ノーマル。
Second is
あ、
another normal.
ノーマル。レオ軍。
Neokun. Next one is secret book.
そうそう、秘術の書、シークレット。
And the last
はい、ノンパッケージ。ダークネクロフィア。
Dark Necrophagy.
イェーイ。
Okay.
Okay.
200 yen.
イェーイ。
Those first card.
イェーイ。
Thanks.
Now, the final match of the tournament, a Necrofear Fiend deck versus a Warrior one. And this is the final board, with the A Forces making a surprising appearance. Have you ever seen it played before? I hadn't. Those spicy cards is why I love those limited janky formats. Then, as a tradition in these Series 2 tournaments, the winner then got to face the tournament's host, a bit like Yugi facing Pegasus at the end. So the final boss of the day was Yugi-tuber Agosto. If you don't know him, he's a retro enthusiast who plays old formats with his friend, showing off historical decks and redoing famous combos. And yes, he managed to pull one off during this duel as well.
で、融合手札がデーモンの召喚と
動画で何回も見た。
そしてブラックデーモンドラゴンでダークメガフレア融合解除。ブラックデーモンドラゴンは対象に分離。レッドアイズブラックドラゴンで黒煙だ。デーモンの召喚で爆砲雷。
This tournament, which I only heard about a week before, turned out to be the cherry on top of my trip in Japan. I'm really glad to see such a lively retro community over there, and super thankful for their warm welcome. Thank you again, guys. And with that, it's time to head home and start packing my, probably overweight with cards, luggage.
Alright guys, just before leaving, I found something very good. I want to show you, come on. Alright, what I want is here. So it is this little beauties, and we all love cardboard, right? But we also like tissues, don't we? This has us covered. I'm getting it, I'm a big user. And yeah, that's probably gonna be my last goodies of my trip, and then I stop, overspent. Maybe, let's go.
Tadaima! Okay, I'm back home and here's a look at all the Yu-Gi-Oh stuff I brought back, starting with those 4 structure decks. At the end of the day, although I still need 6 of those valuable books from the GM era, it feels great to have checked off almost all the goals on my list. When adding a few points for the extras I picked up, plus the request I fulfilled for my friends, I think I can say,
this retro adventure in Domino City was a great success.
And I know this will come across as a bit corny, but above all, it's the sweet memories of making friends with local duelists that made this trip so special. Despite the language barrier, the distance, and that artificial and silly wall between the OCG and TCG that separates us, in the end, we all enjoy the same thing: collecting shiny cards and playing with friends our beloved game. I feel lucky to have lived this childhood dream as a grown-up man, and I'm already counting the days until I can return to Domino City. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon for more retro Yu-Gi-Oh content. じゃあまたね, guys!